Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We are here with uh, episode number 10 about Seerat-ul-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi wasallam. As all of you know that we are doing these lectures live for the students as well as for my audience. So in Seerat-ul-Nabi, the life and biography of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have done um, 9 episodes. And in previous 9 episodes, we had learned the Hijri calendar, the Islamic months, the birth of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam, then the miracles that were happened before the birth of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then the family chain of Prophet. Then we had learned that what are the birth names and birth name, what is the birth name and what are the other names of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with meaning what is kunyat, what is lakab, what is the Quran which is mentioned for him especially. And then we had learned what are the major life intervals of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. And there are 4 intervals in the life of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. So we are on the first interval. Then we had learned that were the guardians of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Then uh, uh, while we had started our very first interval of the life, which was life in desert. In that interval, we had learned that when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lost his um, mother and father and his grandfather, he was all alone. How was his life, and can we depend on Allah's care too? Then we had learned how was the character or personality of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then we had learned that what we should do. Uh, learn the manners and to learn the um, um, good etiquettes which we can apply in our daily life. And there are many things which we have to learn, but here we learned how to walk on the road so that we can keep in our practice one by one. Then we will learn more, inshallah. Today, our lesson is that heart was washed. It is a miracle, and it was happened in the desert. It is the part of the first life interval of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's life, and it was happened when the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was living with Saida Halima Sadiya alayhi salam, Razilat anha, in the desert. It was the age of 5 years when the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was living with his foster mother, and there it was just before when he was going back to his mother and back in the atmosphere of the idol worshipping in the Makkah. So the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Ibrahim alayhi salam to wash the heart of the Prophet. How and when it was happened that Jibreel alayhi salam came there, and when the Prophet was playing with his friends, other children, the Prophet Muhammad heart was open from the chest. It was like the open heart surgery, how the nowadays medicine do. So it was the same process, but it was done by angel, and it was the miracle. So heart was washed with the Zamzam water, because the Zamzam water is also purified water. It is the holy water, and then they, it is not like it was unseen. There was the mark on the chest as well when the heart was opened from the chest, and it was stitched after washing the heart. Then there was it was stitched, and there were the marks of the heart surgery. So it was easily observed that something was happened, and it is a miracle. Nowadays it could not happen. Why it was happened? Because the Prophet Muhammad was going to be a prophet, and the people around him, all around him, his family, tribe, his even from his home, there was the atmosphere of idol worshipping, bad rituals, and everything was sinful. So the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu the heart was washed so that there will be a natural um, hate for the sins. What is lesson for us in this story? Why we are reading this, and what things we can do after learning this? That we can get our heart purified. How? If we want our heart would be purified, it would be very, very clean and sin free. But we can do four things. First of all, tip one is that when you feel you committed any sin or you are on a wrong way, you had made any mistake, you have to regret. You should not be like the Iblis who was not sorry for his shameful act. We can't do it. We have to feel in our heart that we was wrong. We are humans. We can make sins and we can commit the wrong things, but it is compulsory after that. If it was happened by chance or intentionally, we have to say sorry. If we hurt someone, if we do something wrong with anyone, we have to say sorry. And if it was just a matter between you and Allah, you have to say astaghfirullah. It is the kind of saying sorry to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we can mm, ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I can say that we will not do in future. Oh Allah, please, please forgive me. Oh Allah, forgive me. Astaghfirullah. So in the next step, which is the tip number three, is that we have to forgive others. You know, our heart is very small and it need to be very fresh, oxygenated, a purified heart. If, if there would be the garbage, negative thinkings, if there would be the many complaints about others, if there would be the wounds or bad memories in our heart would be very, very rushed place, and there would be no fresh memories, no fresh air, there would be no fresh thought. So we have to forgive others. Just do one thing every night, every week. You have to think what wrong was done by my heart. If I am angry with someone, just think and try to say, I will forgive him just for the sake of Allah. As we want that Allah would forgive us, we are humans, we also do mistakes. Same like that, we have to give the margin of human being to others and we have to forgive others. There would be the contentment in our heart after forgiving others. And then, when our heart would be free of the bad memories, the bad thoughts, then we can fill it with Allah's remembrance. We can do zikr. We can uh, think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can think about the beautiful creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can think about our beautiful relations with others. Okay. So after doing these four things, inshallah, our heart would be purified. Stay tuned, inshallah. In the next episode, we will learn the other things about the Sirah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.